Welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, today we'll be talking about animals I do not want or plan on owning in the future. I just want to put a disclaimer to people who own these animals. No shade, no tea. I love these animals, like watching other people have them. I love them. They don't fit with my lifestyle or things that I'm comfortable with. But I love watching other people's videos of them having them. I love them and I respect them as animals. But I personally don't think I'd be a good fit for owning them. The first one is an iguana. So the sad things about iguana is that I see them a lot at pet stores for like 50 bucks. They are sold for so cheap, but I don't think people realize that they are semi-arboreal, huge lizards. They are gigantic. Their tails alone are gigantic. They need a huge enclosure, if not like literally a whole room dedicated to being their enclosure, because they're huge. But on top of that, they're extremely hormonal. Their tails can break bones. Their claws are huge. And claws aren't the issue. It's just the fact of how much work goes into taming an iguana. And don't get me wrong, I think they're beautiful. Like the blue rock iguana, I think it's called, gorgeous. I see other people who have them on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, and they can do a wonderful job taming them and everything, but I just don't think that I myself would be able to do that every day, not to mention that they are vegetarian. So think about how much food you would need to provide, veggies and fruits and stuff like that, for a huge lizard. Hi. Hi, honey. My sister's dogs are here. Little Miss Maple. Hi. But yeah, overall, I just don't think they're for me. I don't think I can be patient enough to deal with that whole taming process every single day. The enclosure or the claws isn't the problem. It's just that they're so hormonal. They can switch up on you in seconds. But yeah, once again, I love seeing other people's iguanas. I think they're beautiful. I just don't think that they should be sold at pet stores for $50, because people don't know what they're getting into, and they might see this like little lizard, so cute, but it grows to be massive. All right, the next thing, which I've owned before, is fish. So I did have a goldfish recently, passed away a few months ago, and let me just tell you, that is the most stress I've ever had taking care of an animal. They are just not for me. It's not them themselves, it's water maintenance and tank maintenance. So obviously, I didn't buy this. It was my parents. They bought it with my little sister. But of course, if there's an animal in my house, I'm gonna make sure that it's getting proper care. So I try to educate myself the best I could on fish. You know, obviously we didn't keep it in a little bowl. It had like a 40 gallon, I think. It had like a 40-gallon tank. It was huge. We actually had 3 of them. And then one like was aggressive to the other 2 and killed them. And anyway, that fish ended up, I think it had either swim bladder or a tumor, and it passed away. But keeping the maintenance of that and trying to help this fish as it was getting declining in health was the most stressful thing I've ever done. Ooh, it's just not for me. Not to mention, you can go into even deeper fish like saltwater or seahorses, for example. And once again, I love watching other YouTubers who have fish. I love seeing them. I think they're so cool, so interesting. But I myself, until I can maybe get a better like grasp on treating water and making sure the parameters are correct, I don't think a fish is for me at all. I know they're sold as beginners again, but that to me was not beginner. Never doing that again for myself or for the fish. Maybe I'll one day marry a person who loves fish and they can teach me. We'll see. Okay, so my third animal I don't want to own is a Tokay gecko. Once again, I feel like I'm going to repeat this all the time, but I see people have them. One being like exotic. I love watching her Tokay geckos. Just to me, they are very aggressive. I have not seen a Tokay gecko that's not aggressive, and that's just them. The same thing with chameleons, right? They just hate people, and that's something that will always be, and I feel like that's the same way with Tokay geckos. They're very aggressive. The no handling part, like you're not supposed to handle them a lot. It doesn't bother me. but it's just the fact that they are aggressive. You have to wear special gloves when picking them up. You have to put them in special containers to do health checks on them. I think Leachianus geckos is the farthest I'll go with aggressive geckos. I already have a crested gecko who loves to bite my hands, but it doesn't hurt. But I know Tokay geckos bites hurt a lot. So Leachianus geckos is probably the farthest I'll cut that off because I know they can be aggressive too. But once again, beautiful, beautiful reptile. It's not for me. So the fourth animal I would not want to own is a savanna monitor. Like 50 times again, gorgeous, gorgeous animal. And if it wasn't for their aggression, I'd probably love to own them. Also, their space is huge. They need a lot of space. Last time I did research on them was a couple years ago when I was first getting into reptiles, but they need like at least like 300 gallons. And the heating spot, I believe it's up in like the 150 Fahrenheit. Like the needs to provide for a monitor are extreme. Not to mention every day you have to work with them to tame them as well because they are aggressive as well. They're just naturally aggressive. Beautiful species, but I hate seeing them once again at reptile stores or pet stores that are sold $50. This tiny little person, or not person, tiny little reptile. And they're gorgeous. Even my little sister wanted one and I was like, we're not getting a savanna monitor. And they turned out to be this ginormous lizard with deathly claws that could rip you apart. But I think they're cute. This thing that could possibly murder me, I think is adorable, but I know for my safety and my sake, I should not deal with that. All right, number 5, huge snakes. So from last time you guys saw me, I do have a snake. She's up there. We got her from a rescue, but I think I kind of cut off at big snakes, being reticulated pythons. Oh, there's a boa that's really big, but I forget the species name. But I don't know, a lot of boas are huge, but that reticulated python is what comes to mind. Once again, I think they're gorgeous. I see them on TikTok all the time. Just for me and the safety measures you have to take, having, you know, you need to make sure you have at least another person with you if anything happens. Not that they're like aggressive and want to murder you, but they're constrictors. At the end of the day, if they wrap around you the wrong way, they can kill you. And that scares me just a little, because I feel like, knowing me, I might get a little too trusting with the snake and it wraps around me the wrong way without me noticing, and it's over for me. That was so dramatic. But you get my point. Not to mention the huge enclosures they would need. And it's not an issue, but it's like, I love going above and beyond for my reptiles, and I feel like I would give this snake, like this, to me this snake would need like a whole ass room to vibe in. So yeah, I just don't think they're for me in the future. Number, what is it, like 6, I think, number 6. Anything deathly venomous, including snakes, insects. I say deathly because, or deadly, because hognose snakes are considered venomous, but they won't kill a human, and I would love because I would love a hognose snake, and those are considered venomous, but they will not kill a human. So anything deadly venomous, I love watching them. I find this all on TikTok, but like I see so many amazing venomous snakes on TikTok, which I love, and I think they're adorable. And once again, they're not aggressive. It's just, if something does happen, a lot of them mind their own business, but if something does happen, obviously you are supposed to take the precautions, you know, learn how to properly handle a snake, make sure you have the anti-venom with you or at the hospital, let the hospital know you're owning this snake, anything like that. I'm not comfortable yet with handling snakes like that, or handling a snake hook and making sure all the precautions are taken care of. So I do not think venomous snakes would be for me. And then just venomous insects, I don't like keeping insects like the millipedes, centipedes. What's another one a lot of people have? This isn't venomous, but like the hissing cockroaches. But I do know some people keep venomous insects or scorpions in general. Not for me. I will respect them and I have amazing respect for them, but I do not like insects. They scare me a little, which is funny since as a reptile keeper, I keep crickets and mealworms and hornworms. I still haven't gotten able to hold a cricket with my bare hand, or a mealworm. I've gotten up to hornworms and silkworms, but everything else needs tongs, so I don't think that would be there for me. What are we at? 7? Seventh would be like a tarantula. I think they're adorable and I love watching them eat, but I have a deathly fear of spiders. I'm terrified of them. I want nothing to do with them. I will cry. I will cry until my dad comes and removes the spider outside. I'm scared of them, which I know logically they're more scared of me, but I'm terrified of them. So I think having a tarantula, not for me. Maybe I'll hold somebody's tarantula like with my eyes closed and I'll be like, ooh, but I can't do spiders. All right, so the last one, and I just want to once again, because a lot of people own these animals. Once again, no shade, no hate. I love them. I think they're so freaking cute. But one of them would be pugs. I didn't know this before getting into animals, but any flat-faced dog, including pugs, they are just bred horribly. The flat face of them causes for so many issues with their lungs, their eyes, their heads. It's just the way that they have shorter, like smaller heads and a flat face. They're just bred horribly. I mean, maybe one day I'll look into rescues and there'll be one there, because obviously at the end of the day they still need homes, but I do not want to support that breeding at all, or, you know, even be reminded of it, because I mean, it is there, but it does break my heart. So I feel like the only way I'd see myself is getting maybe a rescue, because like for me, like I love English and French bulldogs. I think they're adorable, but I just cannot get behind the breeding of them or support them myself. So yeah, that is it. Next week, I will be posting a video of animals I do want, but those kind of cover the most that I don't really want. I didn't include like animals that people really don't have. I wanted to talk about animals that people usually do have, because if it was just random animals, like there would be so much more on that list, including like primates. I did not want a primate, like, so I just wanted to keep it into things that usually people do have or are more common. But yeah, next week I will come out with a video of animals I do want, and it'll probably be a lot longer because there is a lot. But I'll see you guys then, and I hope you guys all have an amazing day or evening, and I'll see you guys all next time. Goodbye.